And welcome to Leadership Academy. This is a program brought to you by Sector AfriWeek, Sector Leadership International, and AfriWeek International Organization. Sector AfriWeek, raising leaders to serve their generation. Today we are going to talk about the principles of work. The principles of work. I know some of you are going to ask, what is work? The principle of work. Today we'll talk about the principles of work and the difference between work and job. Most often we mistake job to be work. So today Sector AfriWeek team is going to tell us the difference and how we are supposed to up ourselves for the game for life. And so this evening I still have with me one of the best my colleague Kwejo Ewa Frimpong in the building. Lady Pastor Margaret Akosia Ahoshi Tamakro.
Leadership International and AfriWeek International Organization are Pan-African youth leadership organizations. We are non-profit, non-governmental, and non-religious organizations. Our aim is to re-educate the youth on the true concept of life and leadership in order to transform their mindsets and assist them in discovering and developing their leadership gifts towards Africa's development. We intend to achieve this aim through organizing workshops, lectures, seminars, summits, conferences, and training programs for the youth in the various schools. We also organize leadership training for companies and organized religious and non-religious institutions. For more information, contact us on 233-551.
Okay, I share for your mama about Leadership Academy. So, Kwejo Ewa Frimpong. Kwejo, did I get the name right there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You're getting better.
Kwejo Ewa Frimpong. Or a particular about me dealing in there, and I'm a bokra. Now me yamo shishimi bisa. Mr. Kwejo Ewa Frimpong. Me ma kwa baba Leadership Academy. So, nene the principle of work. The principle of work. So, Kwejo, when we talk about principle of work, I mean, how relevant is this one in leadership?
Okay, before I jump into work, there was something I should have said.
Go ahead.
Honesty is being truthful to others, and integrity is being truthful to yourself. So somebody can possess honesty. Believe me, he can put on a very nice veneer of respectability to other people. Like when I was in school, right? If you brought me home and told my mother, Kwejo can do this, he will never believe you. Because when I come home, I'm a totally different person. I went to an all-boys high school, an all-boys dormitory, like Katanga in UST. The sort of things that we will do on campus, we will not bring it home. And that's not integrity. You see? So honesty is being truthful to others. But integrity is the better principle, because if you are not true to yourself, at the end of the day, you know yourself and you know that you are not being truthful. So now let's jump into the principle of work. Now we at Sector AfriWeek believe in being gifted. Every single person has a gift. And like a puzzle, your gift fits a certain area in society. Remember, your gift is supposed to enhance humanity, make life more enjoyable and beautiful. So when you have a gift, you don't learn to actually do a job, you actually work. Work is your life's purpose. Okay, that's why a lot of people get depressed at work, even though they are making a lot of money. The only person I can say, ọmọ wọ nimdeɛ ọmọ bɛtumi ayɛ bibi nanso baabi ɔmo gyina no ɔmo ntumi nyɛ saa deɛ n'efi sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ obidi. Okay, in our language ne nyinaa yɛ adwuma, but in actual fact the job is different from the work. The job is what you do in order to be rewarded so that you can pay your bills or you can pay your way through life. Work is what fulfills you. You are so lucky if your job happens to be your life's work. Okay, and that doesn't happen that often. So it is a continuum. Maybe you started from the job. You needed to do something in order to survive. Remember, your job only makes you survive, but your work makes you fulfilled. That's why you see a lot of people in corporations and in companies actually working. They are not happy, but in their spare time, they are actually doing something else that fulfills them. And eventually, you see people quitting very high-paying jobs in order to do something that makes them happy. And that's what work is. Something that actually fulfills you. And that's why I will continue to say you will be very, very lucky if your job happens to be your work. So your whole understanding of life should move you towards moving away from your job to your work. So even if you have to be jobbing today, please continue to develop yourself, evolve so that you can actually deploy your gifts, which happens to be your work.
So how can one come about that? I mean, how would you be able to, identify what really will make you happy when you're talking about work?
Okay, if you are lucky, at a very young age, you are able to know things that make you happy, things that come easily to you. And if you have an environment and parents or guardians that encourages that, gradually you know the difference between what actually works. And believe me, when you are actually working, when you are deploying your gifts, you get paid. Okay, it's not as if that those are the things that you do that nobody pays, but you are not interested in the monetary or the material rewards per se, but in the fulfillment of your life's work. Okay, so you might be, but you know perfectly well that you are better suited for something else. Please continue to educate yourself and apply yourself, because strictly speaking, what we call an education is just schooling. They put you in there and they teach you what to know. The job of an education is to prepare you to critically think for yourself what you can do best, so that when you come out of school, you don't become employable, but you can actually employ yourself. That's what education is. It's totally different from schooling. Schooling, you go in there, they teach you 1, 2, 3, so that when you come out, you become an automaton for somebody to employ you. Okay? But if they teach you how to think and how to develop your individual talents. Let me use this guy. What's his name? He's a Rastafarian, he's a reggae musician, he's a lawyer. I wish I could remember. When I remember the name, I will tell you. He went to school because the dad wanted him to be a lawyer. And when he came up, he gave the law degree to the dad because he was born a musician. Okay? Going to school doesn't change the fact that he feels fulfilled bringing out music. You can even talk about manifest. He was educated in the US, but he is not using the schooling that he got. But when you listen to his songs and his lyrics, he's a social commentator, and you actually perceive his role. So being in school doesn't really change anything unless you can think yourself. And that's the difference between a job and your life's work.
So in this sense, are we saying that even if you are not able to go to school, you can still do the job? No, you can still work because you have the ability, the talent, or the gift in you. Mm-hmm. You can still fine-tune where you can do well to make yourself happy. Can we say go
to our local markets and see our women toiling under the sun. Some are very happy and very fulfilled. They never went to school. Come to my old tafo to where they weave the kente, or go to magazine, Swami magazine, and see people being very fulfilled. They never went to any school. And in being fulfilled, both materially and spiritually, because there are a lot of people who never went to any traditional school, but they are actually working, doing things with their hands and with their brains that they actually love doing. It's not just for the money. It's for the fact that, look, you walk into some barber shop, some of these barbers consider themselves craftsmen. They are there to make sure that you walk into an interview feeling good, looking good. That is their job. That is their work. It's not just a job for them. You go to our tailors, our seamstresses. How much schooling do some of our people go to? But then they are happy doing the work that they are doing because they knew maybe from a very long time ago that this is what I am capable of doing because these are my gifts.
So just to say something in tree, people want to understand because this is very important.
Me okay ba. Me feel kuma wo besro. Yetete me o otafo. Me ti tree na nkasa me share da ye tree no. Me ti ase. De ye pese ye kan say, enye se wakotena school dan mu enko a na kire say wo nim de. Enipa bi wo a ye wo no otimi de ne nsa ye bibia. Say nipa no opa obesan ya ko school opa won ko school de opeso ye ne so ye dwumfo a otimi ye ha nyame ama ne saa nimdie no obetimi aye ye mpanyimfo omo nwene kente no omo ye asesedwa ye adwoa ne ho na kire omo nim omo tete ahahama omo ye kua untimi nka nkire me say eye just adwuma no wo ye eye ade na ni gye ho a ne kra asan do enti na wotimi yire ne ho ye ensan krofo no so nyame hyira omo pa yetua omo ka adwuma no omo ye no etua omo ka ehwe omo yire ene omo ma enti that is basically the difference between a job and work. The job is what you do because you have to in order to pay your bills. You might be unhappy in it, but you have to do it. But me ye paradigm ne say wo job ni mu no na wo hwehwe de ema wani gi a betimi asan etua wo ka. What you say? Eno ne friend your work because eno no obi anyane wo se kwa adwuma hu. When it and when you just said ne koye adwuma.
Okay, you nti ahwefo ne kan say empepi no ya na ya amanfo bi say manko school ye ka traditional school and say wako school dem wa hye school atade na wako bi a primary GSS SS university PhD ne ho keka ho na bi mo anya sa opportunity na ya na ya omo say omo de omo nse mfata na omo nka nipa ho ba seto Africa ye de ye ngina ne say uko school wanko school nyankopo de achede bi ana gift bi edua wo mu enti nipa bia wanko school kwa na hwehwe wo mu bi wo ho a woyɛ as nipa as an individual when ne gye ho enti saa de no no abɔ ho mɔden na wahwɛ kwan a wobɛhwɛ so na wayɛ esense yonkofo ebre a ɔmanko school wohwɛ bi sɛ despite wanko school senior wanya ne senior nkofo nya no from beginning but sa papa wo hwe bia wedu ya wotun say nyame ayede ahra na sense wo ye nia na ne gye ho e na ameni mo obi mpo wakọ university waye ni PhD or ye professor anso so okọ back ekosua adepam esan say school ani na okosua no kra no hu so nti ese ye fa na adwuma ma okọ a oda on mo hwe nti ese okọ na okosua adwuma nti se wo nyame anche school ko anase wanya kwan anko school a ene nkire se wa brabo no abewiye. I want to remind viewers that it is non-denominational, non-religious, non-political, non-governmental, but it is neutral NGO. We are into making an impact to the individual, even the commonest person on the street. We are ready to make an impact. Making an impact to the individual is our target, is our vision, is what we love, and we are happy doing that all the time. I want to ask, so what role should our educational institutions play in developing and shaping us to be ready for life?
Okay, before we get into that, viewers don't get if you are misconstruing our discussion to mean that education is not good. That's not what we are saying. We are saying that education is not a fit-all solution for every problem in life, especially schooling. And I want you to know the difference between schooling and education. The schooling is what you going into any traditional school and then them telling you what to think and whatever it is. Education is you yourself identifying what makes you thick, and the schooling system helping you to know how to think. That is the catchphrase. How? Sadie one kasa ubedwene.
Okay.
And I was say education ye ma. And yes say ade was say wodwene ho. Ye de entina ye school you might a problem fufura. You see, this world is a very fast-paced, changing environment, especially with the internet and the way we call this a global village. What works today might not work tomorrow.
Oh.
So a very good education is to prepare you to be on your feet running every day and ever-changing environment. Inti ye chira say 1 + 1 = 2 a. Ebia o china no, e wo say 1 + 400 + 10. Inti e wo say wo na hu the principles behind why you are doing this. And yes, sir, your child says, saying what's our journey. And what's your child say? Pioneer your fast journey in order to solve a problem. That's the beauty of a very good education. And that one, you, the individual, have to get involved and know what works for you vis-a-vis the school system telling you what to do. So back to your question. Our educational system should be geared towards moving people away from stereotypes or saying ye way to what is the best approach to this problem. To think not only in terms of structures and what is here and what is going to be here tomorrow, because we don't know what is going to be here tomorrow. But what's the education system no actually and say there be an society be ase nti say we obi a utimi ne nsesaye kobom na utimi dwene enoma ho apart from say the obi fufuro aye ne dada. Look, all these new companies, it is somebody solving a problem better than everybody else by thinking outside the box. Okay? Meaning, Papa B also made them into a computer, and you are a banker. So say everything is being moved away from paper and pen. Time I was maybe was school grant computer anymore. And see, how will you exist in a banking structure today if you don't want to learn how to compute? What would they make sure? And what's a system no? And we fail our kids because we don't actually nurture them. We don't actually encourage them to think on their own. We just want them to follow certain rules that might not even apply to them tomorrow. The rules that apply to our society doesn't apply anymore today. What I say? What's your education system? No, counseling department. And what's your man? You're strong. Me a teacher.
Me counseling department.
Me a teacher ni me a science. Me papa making sure say. Come on, me because it's for me say o ma me ko pusek. Wa ma ko. Enne me try de na me didi on my own. But I would be better employed for myself if I had gone to a training school that would have taken advantage of my ability to stand in front of people and actually share knowledge. But I am a manko. I was also a doctor. If you cannot even understand what we are saying, look to the outside world. Who make his catch Lionel Messi, and I say Ronaldo. They are living off their God-given abilities, not on any schooling. Okay, I have a story in which Michael Essien, Ocha, SSE in a no betima medical school. They took a vote in the house. The mother wanted him to be a medical doctor, and the rest of the family said, "Say under 17 frewa konekobo." The rest is history. Nobody is going to sit here and sort of say that being a medical doctor is bad. But if that is not your calling, don't go in there. Okay? One of my mentors, your friend Ochrema Sante, there be a story with me yesterday. Ochrema Sante, yeah, no, Ashisha Bebenu, the TV, so no, he's a percussionist, a drummer. Huh? He's in his village school. Teacher and Busa say, Unina bed, then will be a camera doctor, may say, or Pejan is our cast of a drama, or be answering. That man knows every corner of this world, drumming. He's played in front of Queen Elizabeth. He's played in front of dignitaries. Or see, sometimes we'll call back to the village, I will share the number for, hey, Dr. Net is saying, Nipa no nye Dr. Mpo. What I say? So our traditional way of thinking say we na year na we. What busa? Why interrogate a crana who say we na odumi ye, we na ope, we na bebuano. O de yɛmfa middle ground. Yɛnkyerɛ akra no de ɛbɛma no aduane adi. Na yɛnkyerɛ no sɛdeɛ obɛsi adwene. Na ɔno anwene ma no ho sɛ ɛwom sɛ wei ma aduane di ba wei na meyɛ a ɛma m'ani gye ɛbɛsan atumi ama m'aduane adi. Na nipa a obɛhu saa adeɛ no ɛkɔm ne ne da. That's what we are trying to say. Educate yourself to the point whereby your job becomes your life's work. And if you're able to do that, Bill Gates left school in order to pursue his dreams. He understood what he needed to do. Huh? You can look at to Kofi Annan, you can look. There were other opportunities for these people, but they knew what they wanted to do. And they were lucky. I mean, a lot of luck plays into this. But our environment should also be changed to encourage people to think on their own.
That is why I asked the question, say, you were taught the school, we are still on the school system. Nana maybe say, so do we have counselors in our schools? Because, you know, when you go to the Western countries, every school has counseling department. So before you even enroll in university, you are taken through, they talk to you to find out where you can best place. It's not like Ghana where everybody is just, I mean, you have to follow the new. So do we need counseling department in our systems in Ghana?
We need counseling departments from the primary school through the university. What I know is that at the university level, the counseling departments are very, very active. But before the child gets to the university, the child has already been miseducated. Okay. And that's the problem. So if you really want the counseling department work, start from secondary school.
Secondary school or primary?
Right now, I don't think we even have the resources for the secondary school, so I won't go to the primary.
Okay.
Ideal situation, start from primary.
Okay.
Kindergarten teachers should be able to know what each child is best suited for, and then encourage them to come up. So every kindergarten teacher should be a resource person for counseling, even before the child gets into the primary school system. Now, I know so Opokuware, Meko Opokuware, oh, Kumasi Santase. Wo ba be tire O levels are, and ye chiwo tenase. From Form 1 to Form 3, we do general courses, and then from Form 3 to Form 5, they sort of counsel you. It is not intensive. Which is wrong. I was saying, should have apprised the school system that this is where you are best suited to go. It does not mean we should force you, but we should set you and explain to you. Say, if you say, who say, so person ko had just say, revampo and normal who say, because I am English bias and I was supposed to do mathematical stuff. I had to struggle. I will pass. All right. But if I had done literature in English, maybe government, whatever, I might have been a better person. And then, any SSCE leaver or whatever we call them, SHS graduates, now maybe some here there. About 60 to 70% general ask. Who say, who is your favorite author? Or your general ask on reading. What makes you think you are going to survive doing law, history, literature, and stuff like that when you yourself know you are not a. You're going to go into computer who created, do something, engineer, you should to be able to plan, create something on your own. And see, you are putting a square peg in a round hole. And that's what happens in almost all our systems, especially in our politics. Nipa no want to be adwuma no. Ya training no so o meye adwuma no. What the by force be na obeye adwuma.
So what can we do to the education system? What can we do about it?
We need to appreciate the fact that human beings are gifted and we best deploy when our gifts are in play.
Okay.
That we are avoiding. We think that we can train anybody to run like Usain Bolt. It is not possible. You don't have ya bebuo ye history kwadwantwi o say ampa se ye anasa anoma etu a if so no so kra no oni gare te say you know.
Yeah.
Our historian our folklore have stories upon stories telling you if you are in the best place. And then if we understand that, we will even understand the principle of humility. Because when you say, that's why our elders say that wisdom is like the trunk of the baobab tree. You cannot encompass it all alone. We have to interlink. Baobab tree meaning but ni dia no eso nyansa te se de wo pese wo de on sa chechire baobab tree no
okay
wonkwa untimi ye nti wo de on sa so nuansa no no so de aso bi nsa no nti nipa be 20 ye betimi atwa ho ahia. The East Africans call it Ubuntu. I am because you are. Yaya santefo ye kan say praye wi ba ko a na ebu. That is humility. So in every circumstances, you need to understand that there are certain gifts that you do have and that you can deploy. And then somebody else has a different gift that when that person brings it on board, it makes the work easier and much better. And that's what gives you humility, knowing that you can't do this all by yourself. You don't have what it takes.
So I think that with this, that it is necessary for our education system to have department, a counseling department, where they can take our kids through to know, to identify the various gifts and talents they have, and then they can, guide them into the right path, because it's like obia okobi into
we were born. Man can't tell
the
fact say we ntimi nkyere na de ne nkyere se wabon.
Exactly.
E bia bibi wo ho a onunimi time kora no owo class wo nyina. ABCD na kyere se obi nimi ade. Baby, that is our traditional thinking, and we need to take it away from that. You need to interrogate that child and find out, say, a day na wo ya de pa. Because the fact say untimi nye 1 + 1 in kyerese wabon or math. E no kyerese wabon. You see, because there are a lot of psychological issues, a lot of other issues that make certain children unable to learn at the same rate as other people. And the moment you be lebu say wabon and one no, you push you through the schooling system. You are not being educated, you are just being schooled so that we can kick you out into the environment. To do what? To do what? And that's why we have a lot of misfits in our society. They might be doing a wonderful job, but they are not working. And that's why depression, all these psychosis come. You see people killing themselves even though they are rich. You think if they were fulfilled and happy in this life, they will be doing that? No. So we need to understand that, please, every human being has a gift. Let's find that gift. Let's develop that gift. Let the individual understand his place in society, and then let him go out there and serve his fellow human being, because it is in service that you become fulfilled. And that's the paradigm of Africa.
But trust you, me man, what say? Everyone say near the bucket to cross it so. But we shouldn't think about this modern time. Before we still need to, enroot in them our culture, the things that they need to know, attach to the school system, so that when they grow, they'll be able to become better people for us. So I don't know your final words for this work. Tell us the how well we can work and how efficient that work is done, the job. Let's talk about that in a few minutes, 1 minute or two, and then we'll wrap up.
What I can say in conclusion is that Your job is what you do in order to survive. You are trained. And coming back to our government, if they can employ everybody that they push through the school system, fine. But we know that it is woefully inadequate. The job market cannot absorb everybody, that we are automatically creating clones of each other into the system. We should teach these people to innovate. That is our duty to them, to our children, to our society.
Let me chip in here. They innovate. Do you know that our regular kokunte, the face the word that we'll be eating, is what despite us turn into meat fufu and other things. So you can continue.
Despite didn't have to go to school to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knew how to think around the problem.
So that's what we're talking about.
Coco King, a Dinkra Pie. That guy was trained in Maryland, USA. A Dinkra Pie guy is a royal of the Asante Kingdom, and he's making money. Okay, and you'll be na. So a job is to make you survive until you actually find your work. In order to find your work, look to your talents, look to your giftings, develop them over time. Understand that I am best when I do this. If you're able to do that, I am sure that Providence or God will guide you to where you can fit into the puzzle of life. And we will all be happy because we are supposed to hold each other. Like I said, Ubuntu. I am because you are. And if our church pastor was doing the best job, if our plumber was doing the best job, if our electrician was doing the best job, look, so we were into onkusia a carpentry, and I say onkusia fitting. We have said one officer we had in our school no car say the officer 1 yard in a fan come again. One of the car. It's yen children woman yen children ye. Said the bay me car say nam the magazine. I have every trust and confidence that the mechanic looking at my car is the best person to look at my car.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And one thing I would like to say happy birthday to Kofi Ofosu. He is the MD of Accra the Guitar Center. He's a young man. He went to Opokuware and he is actually serving his generation. I'm very happy to know you, Kofi, and I hope you continue to do the wonderful job that you are doing. Thank you, man.
I also add my voice. Happy birthday to you, even though I don't know you. I wish you the best in life. May God bless you and enlarge your territory. Okay. So ashwefo ahana emrebe maye ho kwan ase ne de we on fire, but you see all that we say, you know, the realities of life. All we want, Settle Africa wants, is that we can rethink and relook at some of the things that we have left behind so that we can have better mindset towards development. This has been Leadership Academy, brought to you by Settle Africa, raising leaders to serve their generation. I want to say a big thank you to my colleague, my friend, my pal, my brother from another mother, Mr. Kwejo Ewa Frimpong.
Thank you too.
Thanks so much for coming.
You're welcome.
I'm proud of you. Coming all the way from Osei-Krom, Kumerica. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless you and open doors for you.
I'll be very glad about it.
So on this note, I'll say that whatever we do, if we want to do that work, that is our passion, that will give us joy, we should do it with love. In everything, we should allow love to lead. This is Leadership Academy. Same time next week will come your way on live on Major TV.